Hello, everybody. I am Mr. Gaming Guitarist, and first of all, I want to apologize for not doing reviews for this week's episodes of Supergirl and The Flash. I was going through some stuff. I had a lot of things to do, and I wasn't able to make them, so I'm sorry. But actually, and I've got more info on that. The reason why I didn't do a Supergirl review is because I was experimenting, and I tried to make a reaction video to that episode of Supergirl because, I thought it would be fun because I did because I love watching other people's reactions to the TV shows I love to watch. So I tried doing one of my own, and then the instant it got uploaded, it got blocked worldwide. Now, I don't know why so many people on YouTube can do these things, because I followed them, I did my research, I studied these videos of other people making reactions to TV episodes, and I did everything the same, Of course, he didn't put the whole episode, but I uploaded them into cuts where it was about 20 minutes long. And it got banned or blocked worldwide, pulled off of YouTube. And, I was very pissed about that because it's like I spent a lot of time editing that, and then all of a sudden, all that work, all for nothing. So I don't know how other YouTubers get around that. If you are someone that likes to make reaction videos to YouTube videos, to TV episodes, let me know how the hell you do it, because I'm 2 for 2 now, because my episode of because last time I tried doing a TV reaction, it was for the season 1 finale of The Flash, and that got blocked worldwide. I don't know how the fuck people do it. So if you are a person that does it and gets around it, and YouTube doesn't interfere with you doing it, please help me out in the comments below, because I want to do them, but I can't. So if you've got tips on how to get around that, please let me know. I would appreciate it. So, and of course, I didn't do an episode of my review of The Flash because I got so fucking depressed that my reaction to this week's episode of Supergirl got blocked, and it put me in a very bad place. But anyways, it's a new day, and I'm gonna continue on as normal because I love YouTube, despite them being a constant pain in the ass. But this is my passion, so I'm going to continue on. And so here is my review of Season 5, Episode 4 of Arrow. This episode was called Penance. So let's get into it. And of course, here's your spoiler warning. If you did not watch this episode of Arrow, please do not watch this episode unless you don't care about spoilers. So anyway, this episode starts off with them trying to get a case from Cord Industries from some guy, but then Wild Dog gets in the way of Artemis's shot, and then Curtis gets his ass kicked while trying to fight this guy, but then Oliver gets him in the knee and does his rappel or his zip line arrow, and then comes down and punches him. I thought that was very cool. So next up, Rory leaves the team because of Felicity killed his family in Haven Rockies. So it's completely understandable. But then again, we all know that things don't stay. People don't leave the team for far too long. So the flashbacks I thought were really well done. So this time Oliver pretends to be drunk and he gets arrested by the Russian police, and then it turns out he gets into the prison to get to one of, I forget what that guy's name is, into one of Konstantin Kovar's men. And I thought it was really funny how he says, I'm not going to hurt you, but I will hurt your family if you don't tell me what I want to know. And then he just breaks his neck anyway. And so it was after this when Anatoly says he is a member of Bratva now because they trust each other. So, and then of course, because they're Russian, they celebrate by drinking vodka, so out of a flask. So I like this flashback for this episode. I thought it was solid. I thought that it was completely well done. So anyways, next up, Oliver breaks into Palmer Tech. We don't know what it was for, but then later we find out it was a compound that can tear through almost anything. How convenient for the episode. So next up, we find out that Felicity is mad at Oliver for wanting to break Diggle out of prison because Diggle doesn't want to be broken out. But then I'm siding with Oliver here because he tells her that I'm stopping him from making a choice that he will regret doing later on. And yeah, I'm on Oliver's side because, I mean, come on. It's Diggle. You don't want him to get killed in prison. I mean, come on, he's a Diggle. We can't leave him in prison. So anyways, next up, so Tobias Church's men are watching Quentin and the DA go into this place where they're about to steal some weapons from. So next up, we find out in here that the reason why is because they planted that bomb there, and so they got in there and they were able to get everything. So next up, the team tells Oliver that they won't let him break Diggle out alone, and then he pretty much sums up I can sum up what Oliver told him by pretty much saying, bitch, what the fuck did you just say? When he says, you're not gonna let me, and then he just beats the shit out of him and just goes off on his merry way on the bike. Because, once again, we find out, you don't fuck with Oliver unless you know you can actually fight. So, next up, we find out that the team tries to stop Church on their own, and we find out it was very bad because, of course, Wild Dog gets captured and Curtis gets stabbed, which shocked me. But of course, you know, the thing you have to understand about these characters in the CW/DC shows is that they are like Looney Tunes. And how funny, because Looney Tunes are also from Warner Brothers, but they never die. Okay, I guess except for Laurel, but no one stays dead forever. So, anyways, next up, Oliver, and one thing I thought was funny was Oliver gets inside the prison by hiding inside the laundry basket, and he uses darts to put the others to sleep. So next up, Felicity visits Roy, and she asks him to rejoin the team, but then of course we all know, hey, he's the rag man. He's the guy, I think he's the coolest new member of the team because I just love the rag powers. And so anyways, so of course he wasn't going to say no for long. So anyways, Oliver gets into Diggle's cell, but then he gets transferred into Gen Pop, which of course sucks. So Rory comes back to the team as they go after Church. Okay, I think I already said that. So next up, Oliver finally meets Diggle, and he convinces him the city still needs him. He still needs him. So then they use the Palmer Tech spray thingamabob to get out of the cell. And then we find out that Wild Dog fights Church. But then, of course, even Oliver has a tough time completely beating him up. So, of course, Wild Dog gets captured. So then what happens is Lila catches... The one thing that I thought was really cool is while they were getting away, Lila catches him with a plane with a harness. So it kind of reminds me of Just Cause, how you could use your grappling gun to stick to a plane. I really like that. Thought that was really well done. Very neat. So then Oliver gives Diggle a place to hide, so I hope that Diggle can return to the team soon, because of course things aren't the same without Diggle, so I hope Diggle can stay back. It's back for good. Next up, the DA, of course, because they saved him, and he finds out that Wild Dog stayed there. He says, "Hey, these DAs these vigilantes aren't as bad as they are." And then it ends with Church torturing Wild Dog, and I thought it was, it's very brutal. And I think from the preview for next week, I think we find out that Church knows that Oliver is the Green Arrow, which I kind of regret watching the previews, but hey, whatever. It's not like the villain will always find out anyway, so it's like, why did I think that was a surprise? Anyway, spoiler culture, casual spoiling culture, I hate it so much, but whatever. It's a thing we've got to deal with. We've got to just carry on. So anyways, thank you guys. I really liked this episode, and one thing I'm happy to say is that I haven't been completely let down, other than showing what Laurel's secret was to Oliver, the thing that she promised, that Oliver made her promise. I didn't. I thought that was shit. But other than that, I think season 5 so far is very solid. I haven't been pissed or mad or disappointed. The only things that I have are nitpicks, which are the same things you have about something you love, are nitpicks. So far, Arrow has been on the up so far, and I'm very thankful for that and proud of it. And I hope that the episodes continue to stay solid. And I hope maybe one day they can finally the show can become amazing again. So anyways, this episode, I liked it. I give it an 8 out of 10. What do you think? Tell me in the comments down below. And of course, stick around for my review of tomorrow's episode of Legends of Tomorrow. And this time, I will be reviewing next week's episode of Supergirl and The Flash. So, and please watch the new videos I made. If you care, I made a video about a clothing haul I did at the Gap. Showed you, and I got a new can't speak. I got a new pair of Air Jordan 1s. Made a review of those, and I also did an unboxing for this month's 5-4 Club. Thanks so much for watching, and I'd appreciate it if you want to check those out. And I'd also appreciate it if you watch the N4G TV podcast, which I host every week on the N4G TV YouTube channel, and I've got a Patreon page, which I would also be thankful for if you wanted to support me there. So anyways, those are my plugs. That's the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.